and welcome to Act It Out with Alice. I wonder if you can guess what we're going to be talking about today. I'll give you a clue. It's not having arguments with ducks. But it is rivers. We're going to be talking about rivers today. So we're going to do that a bit later on. All you need today is your very own little river or lake of water to drink. And that's all. We're going to get cracking. We're going to start with the warm-up we always do. Bob in the morning. So basically you just do everything that I do. Copy. If I make a noise or if I move, you do it too. So grab yourself a space. You might want to take your jumper off if you're a bit hot, while I just find us some music, and then we can get cracking. Great, we're going to start with 2 big yawns. You know it. And another one. Turn on the tap. Can you reach your 2 hands? And swap them. Okay, we're going to do it all over again, super quick, double fast, supersonic ninja speed, okay, get ready, we're going to do it faster than we've ever done it before, okay, ready, 2 yawns, let's go, look like we're in fast forward mode when we do that. Like we do it slowly once, and then it looks like somebody pressed fast forward, and there we go. Crazy. Very good. Well, I hope you're feeling a bit warmer. Have a drink if you need one. And now we're going to do the I yippee yippee yi song. Yippee yippee yi? Yippee yippee I. That we did last time. So some of you will remember we did it when we were talking about mountains, because it's got mountains in it. So we'll just go through it again, and then we'll have another go, because we only tried it once last time. So I like this one because it's quite fun. So the words, if you remember, are she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain, coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Easy peasy. Lots of repeating. She'll be coming round the mountain. And if you remember, we had 2 really easy moves. One move was to make a mountain. Like that. Yes, lovely mountains. And one move was to turn around. And sometimes we did a slow turn around like this with nice walking arms. And sometimes we did a really fast turn around like this. Okay, so those are our 2 different moves though, weren't they? Making a mountain and spinning around. So we go... She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. That's a slow one. And then the same again. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. And then, I want you to remember, we switch them around. So we do a super fast turn and then make a mountain. And another super fast turn and then make a mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain, coming round the mountain. And then we go back to the slow version where we make the mountain first. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. So it goes, make a mountain, slow turn round. Make a mountain, slow turn round. Fast turn round, make a mountain. Fast turn round, make a mountain. Make a mountain, slow turn round. So the tricky bit is there's 2 mountains next to each other near the end. So see if it catches you out. And then, so let's just whiz through that again. So we go, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Another slow one, she'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. 2 quick ones, she'll be coming round the mountain. Coming round the mountain, she'll be, this is a slow one, coming round the mountain when she comes. Lovely. And then we get to the chorus, which is my favourite part. So the words are really easy. Singing I, yippee, yippee, I, yee-haw. Singing I, yippee, yippee, I, yee-haw. Singing I, yippee, yippee. Singing I, yippee, yippee, I, yee-haw. And every time we do sing an I, we're going to hit our legs like that. Make a nice sound, yes. That'll warm up our thighs. And every time we say yippee or yee-haw, we're going to do a little cowboy yee-haw, okay? So it goes singing I, yippee, yippee, I, yee-haw. Singing I, yippee, yippee, I, yee-haw. Singing I, yippee, I, yippee. Singing I, yippee, yippee, I, yee-haw. Okay, easy peasy the chorus. And then the second verse is really easy. So it's, she'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. I nearly forgot that. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses, riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. 6 horses. And we just did our best horse impressions. So we go this way, she'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. Then the other way, she'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. Do your best horses. that way. She'll be riding 6 white horses, and the other way, riding 6 white horses, and then on the spot, she'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. And then we sing the chorus again. Let's do it. Let's just have a go with the music. Let me find my music. You guys grab a space. And let's have a go. I love this song. I used to sing this song with my sister all the time. Here we go. Are you ready? So she'll be coming round the mountain. Get ready. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Quick ones! She'll be coming round the mountain, coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Singing ah, yippee, yippee. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses, riding 6 white horses. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Singing ah, yippee, yippee. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Yes! Oh, so good. Somebody told me this week that there is a third verse that I didn't know about that says she'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. What? What a strange lyric. But if that is the lyrics, I mean, I don't think we have a choice. I think we're going to have to do she'll be wearing pink pajamas. So let's try the new verse. So we'll go, she'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas, wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. So it's just 2 moves again. One move is like this, like you're holding onto your top. And one move is to show her full outfit of the pink pajamas, okay? So let's try that again. So she'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. Then the other way round. She'll be wearing pink pajamas, wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. And then we'll do the chorus again. Okay? I'm gonna put the music on. Let's have a go at her pink pajamas. Wait. Just the pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. She'll be wearing pink pajamas, wearing pink pajamas. She'll be wearing pink pajamas when she comes. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Singing ah, yippee, yippee. Singing ah, yippee, yippee, ah, yeehaw. Very nice. What strange words to a song. She'll be wearing pink pajamas. Who goes riding on a mountain with 6 horses in their pajamas? It just doesn't make sense. Kind of fun though. I mean, I wonder what maybe she's a cowboy. But I mean, cowboys don't wear pajamas, do they? Well, I mean, they might at night, but not normally when they're, doing their cowboy thing. I don't know, it's a mystery. If any of you know the answer, you'll have to let me know. Have a little drink if you need one. And then I am going to make you use your brains. No, but I am. We're gonna do head, shoulders, knees and toes, backwards, upside down and sideways, because we don't like to keep anything simple, do we? We like the crazy ones, and we haven't done this for a few weeks, so I wonder if you'll remember. So let's go through it. So first of all, easy peasy, normal head, shoulders, knees and toes. So we get head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose, heads, shoulders, knees and toes, Easy. We all know that. And then we do it upside down and backwards. So we go toes, knees, shoulders, heads, toes, knees, shoulders, heads. And then this is the hard bit, isn't it? So we go and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Let's just practice that again. And nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Okay? That's the second one, is backwards. The third one is where we sing it. We're just going to do the first three. We'll try it with the music, and then we'll add number 4, because otherwise it gets really confusing. So the third one is where we sing it normally, but we do it upside down. So we sing heads, shoulders, knees and toes, head, shoulders, knees and toes. And then we're singing it normally, but we're doing it backwards. So we're going to go and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Let's try that again. So and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes. Which is a bit confusing, because you're pointing at things that you're not singing about. What? Okay, so the first one is normal head, shoulders, knees and toes. The second one is upside down and backwards, toes, knees, shoulders, heads. And the third one is singing it forwards, but doing it upside down. So we go heads, shoulders, knees and toes. Okay, let's have a go just of those 3, and then we'll add on the 4th one. But the 4th one is the one I find really hard. Okay, so we'll try with these ones first of all. So, let me find my music. No, that's not, I've clicked the wrong thing. What am I like? Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's go. So normal. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes. Now we're going to do it all upside down and backwards. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Now sing it normal, but do it backwards. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes. Okay, well done if you got that right, because we haven't done it for a while. Let's try number 4, okay? So number 4 is where we do it forwards, so the normal actions, but we sing it backwards. So we sing toes, knees, shoulders, heads, shoulders, heads, toes, knees, shoulders, heads, shoulders, heads, and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Let's try that bit again. So, and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. That's the bit I always find really hard. And then toes, knees, shoulders, heads, shoulders, heads. Man, that is confusing. I find that hard. Also, I was practicing this in the kitchen the other day and I poked myself in the eye. So don't do that, because that will confuse you even more. Okay, let's have one more go of that. And then I want to try doing all four, one after the other, because that's what really gets your brain working. Okay, so let's try it. So we're starting toes, knees. Ready? Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, shoulders, heads. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Man, it is always that bit in the middle that I find the hardest with the face. I wonder if you find that the hardest. Okay, can we do this? Yes, we can. We're going to try all four versions back to back. So we're going to start with the normal. Then we do it all upside down and backwards. Then we sing it normal but do it backwards. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes. And then we do it forwards but sing it backwards. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Okay. Brace yourselves. Let's have a go. So normal. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Now, toes, knees. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, shoulders, heads. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Now, heads, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Okay, I got it confused. I told you it's the face bit every time. Okay, we'll try the last two since I spoiled it. So let me just go through this. I'm doing this for me, not for you anymore. I just can't do it. It's so confusing. And I've been practicing. Okay, so head, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. That's it. Okay, and then we'll do toes, knees, shoulders, heads. I'm really sorry if you were getting that right and then I mucked it up. Please forgive me. Let's try the last two, the hardest two. Okay, and see if we can do it. Don't watch me, because I might get it wrong. Okay, let's have a go. So we do head, shoulders. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Heads, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Now, toes, knees. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, shoulders, heads. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads, and nose and mouth and ears and eyes. Toes, knees, shoulders, heads. Do you know, I think I got the middle bit wrong. Wow, guys, I get so confused. I did get it right, but I had to turn off my video and go back and watch it to prove to myself that I got it right, because I got so confused that I thought I got it wrong. Oh my goodness. I'm so bad at head, shoulders, knees and toes. I think we're going to need to practice this a bit more often. But not now, because I'm too confused. I'm way too confused. Okay, we are going to talk about rivers today. I mentioned this before. So this is geography. I love geography. And rivers start off in the mountains. We talked about mountains last time. And that's where rivers tend to start off, isn't it? Either because it's raining on the mountain or because there's a little spring of water on the mountain where water comes out of the ground. And so rivers, streams anyway, start off in the mountains and then they grow, don't they? And turn into rivers. So I want us to try going through the journey of a river today and seeing what happens in a river from when it starts right at the top of a mountain to when it eventually ends up at the lake or maybe at the sea. That's where it always heads, doesn't it, to a big bit of water, a river. So I want us to go through all the different things that happen to a river. And of course, we're going to use our bodies and be a bit silly because that's what we love to do. Okay, so first of all, a river starts in the mountains. So, in fact, I'm just going to put some music on because I don't just want to listen to my voice. That's boring. Let's put some music on. This one. I'll just put it on quietly. So, first of all, I want you to pretend that you are a little spring of water in the mountains. So you're like a little spring of water. How would you be a little spring of water in the mountains? Lovely, lovely. And we call that the river's source. Not sauce as in tomato ketchup. Source as in the beginning, where something starts, where it comes from. So that's the river's source. It's up in the mountains, a little spring. And then what happens is the water starts to travel down the mountain and it becomes a little stream. Can you show me a little stream? It's a bit rocky maybe, so it might be a bit bumpy. A little stream going down the mountain. Very good. Little streams. And that stream has got in it a current, doesn't it? A current, which means that the water is being pulled in one direction. And that direction is down the mountain, down the hills. Water always flows downstream. So there's a current in the water going downstream. So can you find a movement to show me that current pulling the water downstream? So I might do something like this. Oh, getting pulled downstream. Yes, the water's getting pulled downstream, always getting pulled downstream. Very good. A current going downstream. And then, when a river is in the mountains, it's quite rocky, isn't it? Coming down a mountain, it's not easy. There's not a little road for the river to follow. So sometimes the river gets to, sorry, I'm just getting the music back. Sometimes the river gets to a drop and it has to go over a drop. Does anyone know what we call it? When a river goes down a big drop, what do we call it? We call it a waterfall, yeah. So, I want you guys to show me your best waterfall. Crashing water, a big drop. Makes a big splash, doesn't it, at the bottom? Splash. Big waterfall, splash. Big waterfall, splash. Brilliant waterfalls. Okay. And then the river starts to get wider, it starts to get bigger. And the river's channel, particularly, is what starts to get bigger. So we call the main bit of the river the channel, okay? And that's like the path the river is taking, the river's channel. So show me a big wide river's channel. Yeah, a big wide river's channel. And sometimes the river's channel is nice and straight. Show me a nice straight river's channel. Yeah, a nice straight river channel. But sometimes we get bends in the river. It goes quite bendy. And we call that a meander. A meander, that's a bend in the river. So can you all show me some great meandering river channels? Show me some meandering. Yes, really bendy, wiggly, meandering rivers. Yes, so good. Okay, and now I want to talk about tiny little rivers, because we're in a big river now. But sometimes there are tiny little rivers that join the big river. So can you pretend to be a tiny little river coming to join the big river? Tiny, tiny little river. And we call these tiny, tiny little rivers coming to join the big river, we call them tributaries. Tributaries. And they come and join the big river. So can you let your little river now join the big river? Yes! And we're back to a big river now that the little tributaries have joined in. Now, once a river gets down the mountains, it goes into the valley. And the valley is the flat land at the bottom of mountains. So we get lots of mountains and hills, and then we'll have much lower flat land. That's called a valley. And so that's where the river is heading to, because it's going down the hills and into the valleys. So can you show me a nice big valley where the river ends up? Show me your nice big valley. Nice and low and flat valley. Lovely. Where the river can be. Yes. And the river has two really important things. The river has a river bed. That's the bottom of the river, isn't it? The river bed is the bottom of the river. So show me your river bed. Yes. Check you've got a nice river bed. Lovely. And the river also has sides, doesn't it? Little sides made of earth. What do we call the sides of a river? We call them banks, don't we? River banks. So check that you've got some nice firm river banks. Lovely, nice firm banks up the sides of your river. Brilliant. And now our river is starting to get a little bit full. It's starting to get a little bit full of water. Maybe there's been lots of rain. So can you show me the water in your river getting higher and higher and higher? There's too much water. So what happens when a river has too much water? It's going to flood. Can you show me your best flood? The river is going to flood. Now, when a river floods, it covers the land at the sides of the river, doesn't it? All the water goes onto the land. And we call that land at the sides of rivers floodplains. Plains of land that the flood waters go onto. So can you show me your flood waters going all over your flood plains? Show me that. All over your flood plains, the water goes. Lovely. All over the flood plains. Fantastic. Now, sometimes rivers get a bit rough. get a bit rough. And especially they've got to cut their way, haven't they, through the earth to get to the sea. So sometimes the rivers really have to fight really hard to find a way through the earth. And what the rivers do is they hit the rock. The water hits the rocks and the sides of the river and wears it down, wears it away, so it can force a way through the ground and make its channel wider. So can you show me the water hitting the rocks and wearing them down? Show me what that looks like. We will get through. We will get through. Yes. And we call this erosion. Erosion is when the water hits the rocks to wear a way through, to force its way through. We call that erosion. Fantastic. Now, sometimes when lots of erosion happens, it cuts through the earth and the river gets deeper and deeper and deeper as it cuts through hard rock, and we get really steep banks to the river. So we get a little river in the bottom and then big cliffs of rock on either side where the river has cut its way through the rock. And we call that a canyon or a gorge. So some of you might have heard of the Grand Canyon in America, which is a little river at the bottom and huge cliffs at the sides because the river has cut its way through with erosion. So can you show me a little river going through the bottom of a gorge with big steep high sides? So it might be quite dark down there. Yes, show me your river cutting through the canyon, cutting through the gorge. Very, very nice. And you've come out of the gorge and the river's getting quite wide now and quite slow. It's a big, slow river and you're nearly at the sea. You're nearly at the sea. And as you get to the sea, you get wider and wider. And the river and the sea are starting to mix together. They're all starting to mix together. And we call that an estuary. An estuary, when the river and the sea start to mix together. That's an estuary. And it's very, very wide. And that's also what we call the mouth of the river. The mouth of the river is when the river meets the ocean or the lake. So it's the end of the river and where the sea or the lake begins. So can you show me a big mouth to your river? It's really wide, where the river opens up to meet the sea. Big, wide mouth of the river going into the sea. Okay, fantastic. Have a little drink if you need one, because we've done lots of moving there. Woo! Lots and lots of moving. Lots and lots of moving. And lots of new words about rivers. So, while you have a little rest, I'm going to whiz back through some of the words that we just talked about. So, we have the spring, which is the start of the river up in the mountains, and that's called the source of the river. And that becomes a little mountain stream working its way down the mountain. And there's a current in that water that is pulling it down. The river's going downstream, down the mountains. And sometimes it might meet an edge, a drop, and then it turns into a waterfall that's falling down the mountains, okay? Until it opens up. And the main part of the river, we have the river channel, don't we? That's the main path of the river. And sometimes that's straight, but sometimes it bends and wiggles, and we call that a meander when the river bends around. And the river gets down the mountains and into a valley which is flat land at the bottom of the hills. We get a flat valley. And the river flows through the valley, and the river's got banks at the side, river banks, and also a river bed. That's the bottom of the river bed, going through the valley. And sometimes the water rises and rises and rises and rises and floods. And it floods the floodplains that are at the sides of the river. All the water covers the floodplains. And the river has to keep fighting its way through the earth, through the ground, to make a path for itself. And so it hits against the rocks and the banks of the river to wear them down so it can force its way through. And we call that erosion. The water hitting against the rocks and wearing them down so that it can find its way through. And sometimes where there's been lots of erosion, we get a canyon or a gorge, those steep, steep sides with the river cutting its way through right at the bottom in the dark under the big cliffs at either side. And finally, as the river gets towards the sea, it starts to open up. It gets very, very wide. And the river water and the sea water start to mix together. It's very wide and very slow. And we call that an estuary where the river and the sea start to mix together in an estuary. And then finally we get to the mouth of the river. There's the end of the river where the river meets the sea, the mouth of the river as the river finishes. Okay, so brilliant. I want us now, I've got a special piece of music which I think is really good at telling the story of a river's journey. So I'm going to put that piece of music on, and I want us to do one full journey from the river at the top of the mountains right down to the sea. So I want you to be really, really creative and come up with movements, and I'm going to tell you the story as we go, and we'll see if we can get from the mountains to the sea, going through all of these things, all of these words that we've talked about as well along the way. Okay, so have a quick drink of water and then find a space, because you're going to need a nice big space for this, and we will have a go at telling the whole story of a river. So we're going to start off with the source of the river. The spring in the mountains. So show me the source of your river. The little spring. Oh, and we're becoming a little mountain stream. A little mountain stream. Little mountain stream jumping over all the rocks. And there's a big current, isn't there? The current that's dragging all the water down the stream. The current pulling the water down the hill until it gets to a steep drop. Can you get ready? And it falls in a big waterfall. Show me your best waterfall. Yes. Your best waterfalls. Get that big splash at the bottom. Splash. hands up. Show me the channel of your river. And it meanders. Show me some of those bends in your river. It's wiggling its way. Yes. Meandering. And now what's this? Oh, there's a tiny little river coming to meet our big river. A tiny little river. And we call that river a tributary. The tiny little river. And it's going to come and it's going to meet the big river. Let it join the big river into the valley. The big flat valley at the bottom of the hills. Show me that big flat valley. Yes. You can see for miles the big flat valley. And show me your river bed, the bed of the river. That's right. And show me the banks of your river, the sides of your river. Oh, and what's happening? The water's getting higher and higher. I think it's gonna flood. Show me your flood. All over the floodplains, the water goes. And the water is fighting. It's fighting its way through the rocks. It's hitting the rocks. This is erosion as the river fights its way through the earth. Ugh. Hit those rocks. And we're in a gorge now, or a canyon with the big steep sides. And we're cutting our way through. The gorge and the rock is all above us. Cut your way through. And now the river is getting wider. It's getting slow and wide. And the water from the river is starting to mix with the water from the sea. It's an estuary. Big estuary, and the sea and the river are mixing together. And show me the mouth of your river opening up and joining the sea. And we've made it to the sea. Show me your sea. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. That is the journey of a river, right from the mountains when it's a tiny little spring, all the way to the mouth of the river when the river meets the sea. So you've just learned loads and loads of things there, all about rivers, which is absolutely fantastic. So well done. Give yourselves a little round of applause. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Do you know, in fact, I think we should do a bow. Take a bow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes. Do a little curtsy. Even the boys. Lovely. Yes. Oh. Thank you, thank you. Oh, stop it. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, well done, everybody, for all of your work on rivers. And I will see you again on Monday for more fun and more acting things out with Alice. So have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.